tips and ideas on how you too can build your brand and your business through the power of marketing and live events. My name is Anna Osherov, and today I'm going to talk about the 5 steps to great content that actually converts. I just finished running a training Q&A session for our niche industry influencer group. And we are right in the process of creating content for an upcoming summit that they will be speaking at. And so I thought it'd be a really good time to have a conversation around why it's really important to get our content right and how to do that. You see, if you've ever attended any form of workshop on marketing or on business, I'm sure you would have been asked to define your purpose or your goals, and also to define your ideal audience. We go through this all the time. And this may feel a little redundant to be doing this every time we create content, but failure to identify the purpose of our content and failure to identify our audience can lead to failure in conversion. We might still create great content, but it will fail to convert because we didn't take into account what is the purpose and who is our audience prior to actually creating the content. So today, I'm going to talk you through the 5 steps to creating great content that actually converts. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're creating that content for your website, for your social media channels or posts, or whether you're creating this content for a webinar description that you'd like people to come along to. At the end of the day, we must follow these 5 steps in order to get it right. Are you ready? Of course you're ready. So, step number 1 is identify the purpose. Now, we need to identify the purpose of this specific communication or this specific content as it relates to our business and to our call to action. What are we actually trying to achieve in our business by this communication? So if we're thinking about our website, it might be a landing page. That's clear. What we're trying to achieve is for somebody to click that download button or that registration button. If it's for our social media, we need to think about, well, what's this particular post going to do? Or what do we want our audience to do with this particular post? Do we want them to just like it and to share the content? Do we want them to take a specific next step action that leads them to the landing page? Do we want them to connect with us directly? We need to identify the purpose of this particular content and understand what's going to be the call to action or the CTA. Now, once we've identified the purpose for this and the call to action, we can now look at our audience. Who is that ideal audience? But we need to think beyond just our standard avatar. We need to think about not just the audience, but what step of the customer journey they are in. And we need to make sure that we speak to that audience as if they are in that particular stage of the customer journey. So let's just say we're looking to build some brand awareness. So the purpose of this particular content is for people to learn who we are and then connect with us. If that is the case, we need to think about an audience that is like our ideal audience, but people who are not aware of who we are and what it is that we do. And so then we need to make sure that our content reflects that. It's educational, it's inspirational, and it connects with our ideal audience in a way that's going to encourage them to want to connect with us. Alternatively, if you're speaking to your audience or to an audience that already knows you and you want them to make a purchase decision, we create our content differently, because here we want to be more persuasive. We don't need to explain so much about ourselves, and we can really get to the point because this audience is a warm audience and already knows us. So now that we've identified the purpose with our call to action and we've aligned our content with our audience and where that audience is currently at in their customer journey with us, we can start to create the right content. So next we can choose some visuals. Now, this is a key graphic. This is the visual that might go into, the header of your landing page, or it might be the actual social media post, or it potentially could be the header image on your event. But this visual needs to represent your audience. And not only should it represent your audience so that your ideal audience can see themselves in the picture, it needs to encourage and inspire them to connect with that image. So we either want to showcase our audience in the process of participation with whatever it is that our call to action was, or post participation, we want to see aspiration, we want to see success. So to put it in really plain terms, imagine that you are talking about a great exercise plan, and then you will show a person either in the process of exercising and feeling good, or once they finish the exercise program, they're looking like you want your ideal audience to look. That might be, really fit and really buff, or that just might be somebody who feels happy and engaged with their life because they're happy with who they are and where they're at. So we need to make sure that our image, that image that we're going to use, aligns with the purpose or the call to action, and also aligns with the audience and where they are at currently. The fourth step is for us to then write our copy. But we want to write persuasive copy. And in order to write persuasive copy, we have to understand what is it that we're trying to persuade our audience to do. So if we are looking at that brand awareness piece and we want to persuade our audience to engage and connect with us, we need to make sure that our copy aligns with that call to action. Because there's no point in having a call to action that is, please connect with us, if your copy is all around sell, 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 or vice versa. So write persuasive copy that's going to either inspire, going to engage, going to encourage conversion, but writing copy that is persuasively aligned both with your purpose, with your audience, and supports those key visuals. And finally, we then need to share this content to our channels. So we need to make sure that we are putting this information on the right channel, which aligns with where the audience is at in their customer journey with us and aligns with the purpose of this potential content, because otherwise it won't convert. So we need to think about whether it is going on our socials, whether it is going on our website, whether it is going into our emails, and make sure that the channel that you're choosing is aligned with the purpose. So if you're putting this content into, say, Facebook groups and they don't know you in that Facebook group, and it is sell, sell, sell content, then potentially it won't convert, because the idea here is to encourage awareness and build community and connection. So we really must think about using the right channels. Or you might be thinking, oh, people have told me that I should be on TikTok. Well, maybe if your audience isn't on TikTok, then you don't need to be on TikTok. So we really need to go back to the purpose, go back to the audience, and make sure that the channels we are choosing align with our purpose and our audience. So those are the 5 steps to great content that actually converts. Identify purpose, define your audience, choose your key visuals, write copy, persuasive copy, and share to your channels. Now, for some of you, I can hear you think, well, I don't really write my own content. I engage somebody else, I engage a consultant, a marketing agency to do this for me. However, even if that is the case for you, your consultant or marketing agency are not mind readers. We can't engage a mind reader. Although sometimes I'm sure I wish that we could, and I'm sure that you wish that you could. We can't engage a mind reader. And so being able to still identify at least the purpose and the audience, and being able to identify what it is that we're trying to achieve, and potentially what channels you know work well for you, can really help pave the way to greater converting content. And it will cost you less money, and you'll have a better relationship with your marketing agency, consultant, virtual assistant, whoever does that content for you. So there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Wednesday Wisdom, where we discuss tips and ideas on how you too can build your brand and your business through the power of marketing and live events. You are now ready to get out there and write great content that actually converts. So, can't wait to see that hitting your socials. As always, if you've enjoyed this, please do at least like, share, save, or give us a little bit of feedback. I love hearing your thoughts and ideas. Alternatively, if you would like to suggest a topic, I would love to hear what it is that you would suggest for me to cover. Please do ask any questions. And if you have been asking questions in the chat, I'll get back to them once I get off this recording. Anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in. And as always, remember, you were born to influence